The top right side, we have the blue Terran from the Afrika Freaks. It is Keen. His opponents in the red colors. It is the Protoss player, the one and only Dragon Phoenix Gamers Hero. Alright. Moving things along neatly. First and foremost, we're going to be seeing the probe run across the map here. Typical Protoss behavior. Want to make sure they know what is happening. Perhaps delay the command center a little bit as well. Might be able to delay the barracks if you're, you know, looking to get that done. As we can see, SCV has to be pulled, gets on top of the probe, but so it looks to be alright so far. Just got to get some shields back on this probe. It probably won't be looking to trying to delay the barracks. It's a very hard thing to do after all. Look at that. Keen already sending in a fresh SCV as soon as those shields come back, so he'll still win the 1v1. Okay. You know, that was a little bit of a delay. Slight delay. Hero still going for the cyber core here. Before the Nexus. I mean, he did see the gas and he did see the barracks, so a Reaper opening is something that could be coming out of this. It is a Reaper opening, so there you go. Doesn't always have to be. Could be a quicker command center into the, whatchamacallit, the quicker factory also. That probe. Not very high on HP right now. We'll have to kind of sit idly by for a little bit so it can continue its pursuing of the SCV's life. Comes in now as the Reaper is leaving the area. Okay, there we go. Does turn it around. That means that's a little bit delayed overall coming across the map. It shows that there is a Reaper there as well, to be fair. But Hero's still deciding to send that Adept across. He's gonna walk into the Reaper here, so that bit of a lucky break, I suppose. Second Adept will be coming out as well, and that should be able to defend against the singular Reaper. What's this on the production tab? There it is. Okay, a third base rather quickly. Trying to be constructed here. The Adept not quite getting vision on that secondary barracks. If he did, that might be a good moment for him to see that that barracks is rather late. That, you know, there might be something else that money has been spent on. This could be trouble though. The two Adepts, they are going to be enough now. The Marines and Reaper a little bit over the over the reach of where they were supposed to be. Now all of a sudden this is already turning out a little bit bad for Mr. Keen. Using a couple of SCVs. Does have up to 3 Marines once again, and the Adepts are half HP, but I still don't think this is a fight he necessarily wants to be taken right now. Especially now when there's a third Adept suddenly just arriving. The Marines trying their best to finish off one of the low HP Adepts. But it's not going to be enough here. He will require a bit more. It's kind of funny seeing the third base now finishing up before the natural base. It's rather interesting. Hero, I'm not quite sure how this is working out for him on the maths department. Trying to figure out where he is in this game right now. Alright, there we are, finally getting the Adepts. There is more coming over though. There's 2 Stalkers. The bunker gonna get to start production, but not quite sure how far along we're gonna see that go. Already targeting down the low HP Marines here. 2 of them still quite low indeed. Has to pull more SCVs. Yeah, Keen, he is just getting murdered. He is losing Marines consistently. And sure, he has 3 bases, but I mean, if 20% of your SCVs is not just, you know, not mining, then I don't think it really helps having a third command center. Especially if the SCVs aren't going over to mine. Well, regardless, we do have the bunker completed now. Hero opting to pick the course of continuous aggression from this point onwards. It makes sense because it's been going rather well for him so far. Jumping into the main base with the blink, and that's going to be enough for Keen to try and tap out. Attempt number 2. In the top right side, we have a blue Terran player fighting for the Afrika Freaks. It is Keen. His opponent already winning game number 1. Let's see if something similar will happen here. It's the red Protoss player from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is a Hero. The returning Hero. And the returning Keen. Keen, not that long back yet himself. Both of these players already showing that apparently it doesn't matter for them. They're just so good. They've reached the level of StarCraft in the past where I don't know how it works exactly. Maybe it's muscle memory, something like that. It's still in their programming somewhere, buried deep beneath all the military practices now. But after a bit of StarCraft 2, suddenly they look like they're just back in tip-top shape, I have to say. It's pretty exciting because, you know, maybe now we won't have to be as sad anymore when people go away for military service, because we realize that if they come back, it's going to take them, what, 2 weeks, and then, alright, it's been longer than 2 weeks, but it's going to take them a little bit, but they'll manage to usually get themselves into an alright fighting shape again. I know there has been some players, of course, in military that have returned from military service with less success, but I mean, usually those are the players that in the past weren't the tournament winners anyway, if that's a fair thing to say. Right? They were still formidable players, always contenders, and possibly getting high up in some tournaments, but you know, never really the players that were considered to be the best of their race at some point in time. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. It looks like we have ourselves a continued bit of aggression here. Hero looking to finish off another game strong and early, it seems. There's a bunker available at the front side of the natural. So Keen definitely playing it a lot more safely this time around, and is going to find this Stargate, but it is already finished up right now. Void Ray is going to start production as well as some shield batteries down here. As the Zealotin adapt right now, making it difficult for Keen to really respond to this Stargate pressure that is coming from the front. Already losing a couple of Marines. It's going to lose a secondary Marine. That is not that great. Into the bunker. Command center once again delayed, and those shield batteries, they are still in production. We're having a tech lab being produced on the factory, looking for the the cyclones, most likely. Oh, the reactor getting targeted down. A smart move as well. And they'll be going for it. It's going to target down the Marines as soon as he can. Realizing that that is a great way to have this snowball once again into his favor. Either getting the reactor or the Marines. Both absolutely brilliant options here for Hero. And I don't like to say this, but I feel like we might be having too many Marines go down here. There's only 3 of them remaining. The reactor goes down. The Cyclone is about to be ready, but it's just one Cyclone. We have 2 shield batteries here. There's 2 Void Rays. You're not going to beat this with one single Cyclone. However sad it may be, it's just not going to happen. Unless if Hero really massively messes up the micro here, which, you know, you shouldn't be expecting. Continuously looking onto the Void Rays. Now losing the Cyclone, yeah. Something that I've thought about, right, with the Cyclones, if you target on the Void Rays, well, I say I thought about it. I've seen other players, right, Terrans do this, and then I thought about it. Didn't come up with it myself, but yeah, instead of trying to target the Void Rays, you could try to target the shield batteries as well. I believe it was Innovation doing this type of stuff in particular. And I thought it was really smart, because the shield batteries, yeah, they could heal themselves as well, but they can't run away. So as soon as you have that look on and you have vision, right, you are going to do a ton of damage. Rather than just up to the shield damage and then, you know, it's out of range and suddenly you're a sad person. Command Center now next to target on the kill list, it would appear. The Void Rays have kind of slowed down. He hasn't been producing more. He hasn't been making more shield batteries at all. He's been grabbing a second Nexus and a Dark Shrine behind this as well. The Dark Shrine could help out a ton since Keen in this position has been muling non-stop, right? There's hardly any energy on these command centers. There's one with just a little bit of energy. Almost, actually in 3 seconds you should have this scan available. So not the most optimal time here for Hero to try and commit with the Dark Templar. But, I mean, there's 3 of them and there's only 1 scan. So, next one available in 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. And let's see if he will be able to pick off 2 of them this time around. Just get the 1 again. But he is definitely losing SCV slowly but surely. And, well, he's just losing all those scans. It's not going to die anymore to the Void Rays because they stopped being produced. But, man, that Dark Templar comes in, takes out a couple of those Cyclones. Might be a good opportunity to start making more Void Rays. Oh my. Yeah, 1 Dark Templar now. Gonna win the game most likely. 2 Dark Templar. Okay. Oh, Hero, man. Right. We'll see the shindiggeries of the probe once again. Trying to execute the Protoss' evil plan for world domination. Or Oxide domination, it should be in this case. Must feel pretty weird though for Keen, right? He starts off this series trying to be greedy. Gets punished. Second game. It's like, alright, you know what? This time around, I'm not gonna play greedy. I'm just gonna play standard, the regular Terran way, right? He gets punished again. It was because Hero was doing something far more aggressive, but it did definitely still punish Keen. Now, alright, yeah, look at that. He takes it 1 step further down the chain. He's like, alright, well, I got killed early on in the game. Let's just try to be even a little bit more careful. Let's get this factory before we get ourselves a command center this time around. May even decide to try and get the starports here. Just straight up 1-1-1 and the quickest Hellion or Widowmine drops you could try to achieve. Reactor being shown. Can't quite see a command center here being built right, so it's usually an alright sign. Normally you would put that command center fairly close to the ledge if you are producing it on the high ground, right? Somewhere over here. I suppose that could still be out of vision range for that probe. But yeah, Hero, some alarm bells might already be going off in his head because this is the first game where Keen not making that command center on the low ground. And Hero, look at that, going with a Stargate opening once again, but this time around it will be the Phoenix. So good scout on that Hellion also. This is looking promising so far for Hero. Just needs to have those Phoenixes be present when the danger comes in so he can pick it up in the air. To be fair, there's a couple of Reapers here as well together. How many Phoenix? 1 Phoenix so far. It's flying across the map as well. Is gonna be looking to see what is going on over here. We'll have to go back to zone base rather quickly because there are 2 Hellions and 3 Reapers coming in. This is a bit more than he may have anticipated with those Reapers there as well. Phoenix deciding whether or not it will participate in this battle at all. And there we go. Okay, picks up the low HP Reaper. Rather interesting. Okay, now picks up the Hellion and the other Reaper. 1 more is left. Unfortunately, it's not low HP because that one was picked up. There we go, another Phoenix comes in. Now this is killed, but 7 probes in total. That's okay, that's an alright amount, especially with even more harassments coming in. Although, you know what, the more harassment has a little bit less likelihood of succeeding with full Phoenix now out on the field. That being said, the Phoenix are coming in to perhaps try and do aggression of their own. Seeing the factory only now completing that tech lab, it might still give him a clue about being something else built after the Hellions, but I'll have to wait and see. Alright. Oh, a Thor! There we go. I love this build. With the armory for the Widow Mines, and now immediately... Why did he recall his probes? What was that about? Is that like a new way of holding this? Recalling your probes? Can't be bothered to split them, so you just kind of recall them. They'll stand still on their own. They won't stack up as much anymore. Curious. Very curious. Widowmine will reset pretty soon. Hero on the case here. The other Widowmine, luckily for Hero, not something that got into the ground. Here we go. There it is. There's the Thor follow-up right now from Keen. Is he bringing SCVs along as well? Yes, he is. Of course he is. What a lad. Alright, yeah, this is the force. Right now, moving across the map. There are still 6 Phoenix here as well. They are suspiciously tanky in this early part of the game still. Let's see if they are going to be tanky enough to hold on against all these Marines together with the Thor. Of course, they won't be able to do anything against the Thor. We will need to see some sort of a unit being built. There we go, Stalker, that can shoot it. Maybe the probes as well, just get a good surround on it. Might not be the worst case. Marines are being lifted up one by one. A lot of infrastructure being constructed by these SCVs as well. Trying to build up the missile turrets. Needs to try and get those SCVs on the Thor as well so he can repair this. And this is this is starting to get rather crazy. Once again, 15 probes have been picked off so far. The missile turrets are now constructed, which means the Phoenix are going to have a rough time fighting over here, but I suppose the Phoenix can't do anything anyway. They can pick up the SCVs, which does stop repairs, so I suppose they can do something. Still a bunker being built as well. More Marines, the second Thor now over here. There is the Immortal and a Void Ray. The Void Ray flies into the missile turrets though. It's a rough one. Okay, one of the Thors does get picked off. The Phoenix still on patrol behind here, trying to find any type of reinforcements, potentially making its movements across the map. Could try to look to do some counterattack damage here as well. Not that much energy remaining though to try and pick up SCVs with. But does manage to still get a reasonable amount of Marines. Now starts to back off again. 2 Immortals on that high ground. Hero definitely in the roughest spot he's been in so far in this best of 9 series. Out of those 3 games that we've seen so far, the SCVs and the Thor not really helping out the situation right there. The 2 Immortals will be enough to break this front right now. And sure, he did lose his Nexus, but the army of Keen is gone now. It has disintegrated. It's mostly just Marines without upgrades just quite yet. They will have them before the next fight is coming along, I would assume. But still a little bit scary. And that's why he's building 3 bunkers right now. Realizing, alright, all I gotta do is make sure I don't die, and theoretically I should be okay. Don't have to immediately go off and do damage. I just need to not die to this. I'll take a ton of damage myself. Some SCVs here in potential trouble. Danger territory with those dangerous territory with those Phoenix flying around. Okay, so War Prism comes in as well. I'm betting he's looking to elevator himself into the main base. There's no missile turrets there. And so far, you know what, this is looking pretty promising. This is most likely the best case scenario here for Hero. Or the best way for him to try and make this work, that's for sure. Oh, but that's a good solid concave though from Keen coming in. The Widow Mines are being picked up. The SCVs pulled along the line here. The Immortals busy shooting SCVs. That's never a good sign. And now, there we go. GG is called. Keen takes map number 3. Will not go down 3 maps in a row. Finds himself in the winner's seats this time around. Dog just kind of fizzes out rather early on in the first 10 minutes. Maybe before that even. With a lot of aggressive movements going on even before that then as well. So, alright. Well, top left side, that is a blue Terran. He is fighting for the Afrika Freaks. It is Keen. And with timing attacks. Of course, the Thor is also kind of a timing attack, right? But, you know, the more likely ones, the more meta ones that have been established. You know, the siege tanks coming along and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, stuff is happening out on the map, so let's cut this introduction in as well. Bottom right side, Red Protoss from the Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He is Hero. Alright, double gas with this as well. Most likely is going to be the Marauder concussive shell upgrade immediately taking part, or is he going to start building a factory here as well? I don't think so. No gas available for this, so it's looking like the concussive shell upgrade, or maybe just a Reaper. Okay, no, it will be the Reaper. And then a factory? Oh, that would be wild. Alright, maybe factory at home. Okay, will be at home. Okay, so, you know what? Could have been a lot more wild. I guess we're going to see that aggression still coming in eventually. Just going to be a little bit slower as it has to move across the map. But this Reaper definitely will still come in and be rather frustrating for Hero to deal with. It's the Reaper already done before the Cybercore is actually completed. So this could be a lot of trouble. This could be a lot of trouble, actually. I believe this is Hero going for the Nexus before the Cybercore. And that right here is a bad sign for him. Suddenly having a Reaper on top of his probes. Definitely an investment very well paying off so far. Reaper now starting to commit onto these low HP probes here. Gets one. It's not as bad as it could have been. So far, really good micro from our Protoss player. The Reaper also trying to rotate around, trying to pick off 1 or 2 more kills. Gets one. Does manage to get out of there. Second Reaper. Comes in as well. There's a bunker here now. Oh, that is annoying to deal with. Secondary Adept will be available pretty soon as well, though. And so is the production on that Stargate. Which is immediately going to get scouted, though. But you know what? You can't. You got to do something here, right? There's a couple of Reapers just running around in your base, so. No mining from this natural. The barracks floating back across the map. And there we have a Widow Mine follow-up out of Keen. Which means the Oracle should be pretty good. Wouldn't have mind seeing some Phoenix either, but Oracle might be able to get some counter damage dealt across the map, right? Because he has been taking a little bit of a strain on this economy here on the other side. Widow Mine is gonna be avoided, is it though? Oh, that is close. Not sure if he saw the Widow Mine or if he moved weirdly because he saw the medevac. I'm not entirely certain. There's another Widow Mine here. That is gonna land. Well then, 1 SCV in total has been killed. Not even sure if it was the work of the Oracle, but yeah, this is going from bad to worse now for Hero. He's still struggling with the Reapers. The Reapers. There's still 1 Reaper here. There's still a Reaper here. Alright, it's gone now. And there's of course still a Reaper here as well. So, alright. Alright. Hero definitely struggling. The Void Ray comes in to save this Nexus now. Which was starting to get lower on HP, in fact, with that 1 Reaper shooting at it. That's the follow-up. We don't have an armory with this, do we? No, okay. We're going into Banshee as a follow-up. That is still gonna have cloaks, so gotta be careful. 2 Adepts and a Void Ray are in position. I don't think this is the best pathway to take, but he's gonna go for it anyway. Boosts on in alongside here. The probe's not yet responding. Probe's not responding, and that... Okay, that's only 3. That's only 3. I thought that would be worse. There's no more anything in that medevac now. Ugh. Alright. Losing the interest of the medevac right there. I mean, they're only cool for so long in the game, right? Afterwards, who cares? You have Banshees now, right? They're way cooler than medevacs. Shoot down missiles instead of a green little healing beam. Void Rays starting to get some harassment done themselves. Get a couple of SCVs so far. Missile turrets being destroyed as well as a refinery. But back at home, of course, we have to take into consideration that there's no shield battery been built at the natural base. And now with the cloak here as well, this could start adding up quite quickly. The Oracle that we had before for stealth detection, I was kind of banking on that. I thought it would still be around, but of course it was taken out by the Widow Mine. No, a single replacement was made. So all the probes now have to stack up together on top of this little shield battery here. I want to see the Banshees start moving away. So it's going to get Revelation on top of it, and that will be the end of this Banshee. Not the cleanest control out of Keen here with that harassment tool, but I mean, he gets 12 workers, so you know what? Maybe he just thought to himself, this Banshee's done enough. We don't need it to do anything else any better right now. We're just going to come in at a later point in time with another Banshee, and we're going to do our macro at this point. Ooh, nice. Gets 2 more. We'll be able to get out of there, I assume. Yeah, looks good. As long as he keeps moving, of course. Doesn't stop to watch the scenery. A Cyclone and a Viking, followed up by a big swath of Marines coming in here for the 3rd base right now. Looking onto the shield battery, a nice choice. Taking that out would be a big deal already. There's the stim pack, though. That's a lot of Marine. Shield battery overcharge kicks in, and that will force the retreat for the time being. The Terran player here not ready to deal with that. Now the Void Rays. The lower HP Marines. Okay, they have been healed up. The medevac is helping out a ton there. But Hero moving in a way that he might be looking to try and capture these Marines here. He might be looking to envelop them. Now moves back, so I guess no longer a thing on his mind. But yeah, it looked like he kind of was trying to get this around there, cut off their retreat. But just didn't really have the forces to do so. Now going into carriers straight away, this is... I guess I haven't really mentioned it, but this is 2 Stargates, by the way. I mean, we've shown it on the screen, and normally I just hope that you guys are watching this screen as well at some points in time and see this type of stuff. But yeah, it is double Stargates, so just an enormous amount of Marines here versus pure Void Rays. It's not really the best matchup for our hero player. Normally you will require some sort of AoE splash damage here as well, but just going to try to do this with pure Void Rays. Definitely an interesting mix of units. Starting to incorporate the carriers as well, but those carriers, they are still going to have to produce interceptors as well before they really start doing a ton in this battle. You know what, with the Adepts here actually, yeah, the Adepts are a good call. Just whopping in like 6 Adepts right now. Being able to combat the Marines like that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, the Marines need some medicine. Need some good vaccination from those medevacs right now from up on this above them. get themselves ready for the next battle with the Void Rays. Oh boy. Those Void Rays were not informed that the Marines were ready to fight again. They've had their vaccinations. They're ready to go once more. 2 carriers are here now, and there are a bunch of sentries. So the sentries, I think those are going to be the biggest thing here. If the Marines, all of them get underneath, this could be problematic. But with those sentries there, I don't think they're going to be able to. Oh, there is a stim though. Okay, it's not going to commit here. Okay, he's up on the ramp, but man, okay, he's definitely tempting fate right now. He's making me crazy. I'm like, alright, here we go. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe he's just trying to get Hero away from the position of the shield batteries. Trying to have this fight go further away in a more favorable position for him. There's the shield battery overcharge as well. Did manage to get that pushed through. A lot of interceptors here. And has to start retreating. Replenish those. Still a ton of Marines available though together with those Vikings. It seems like Keen has just made an army specifically made to try and take out the carriers here and the Void Rays, and it was not enough. It just was not enough. This is the counter. He's only been building the counter to these units, and it's not helped. It's not helped him, even though he had an alright early game as well, right? 23 probe kills, remember that? Well then. Well then. Interesting. Guess by those comments you can get a clear indication that I do not play Protoss. Oh man, that's a lot of carriers now. Sure, we do have potentially enough Vikings to start one-shotting these, so maybe that will be enough now to start turning around the tide. Marines start shooting away at the interceptor slowly but surely. This is a good way to kind of start minimizing the DPS, right, of those carriers. Okay. Couple of perhaps premature force fields here. Not looking to have that Nexus be sniped by the Stim Marines. They could do it rather quickly, of course. Yeah, 4. Okay, splits in 2 and not committing to a fight here. Just kind of thinking about it, right? Tempting fate. In they go against the Vikings, not really starting to shoot here. Okay, there we go, now starting to target down the Void Rays, which do a lot of damage against those Vikings, of course. Vikings now need to really start targeting down the carriers as the Marine numbers, they are dwindling quickly. You need those Marines underneath your Vikings in order to kind of shoot down the interceptors, so you don't lose the Vikings in a matter of milliseconds, nanoseconds, jiffies, whatever you want to call them. Jiffy is actually a quantity of time, if you are unfamiliar. I never knew myself until somebody told me. I guess that's with everything, right? You never know until somebody tells you. Unless if you see it happen yourself. But then, most likely somebody showed you. So, you know. Adept aggression here from Hero, looking to start picking up some SCVs. The Marines now on their own side of the map kind of trying to deal with this. Giving Hero more time to breathe, and with that time to breathe, guess what? His army is getting significantly better. He's starting up the production for the Tempest. He's started up the Storm upgrade, which is pretty much done now, so looking pretty smooth there. That's a lot of Vikings going down for one single carrier and a Phoenix. Oh, yeah, he's going to lose another one. I thought he was going to lose another one, but that's about it. So 14 Vikings so far, traded for the 3 carriers. And, well, to be fair, I mean, if you look at the resources lost tab, Keen's still in the lead here. That is true, but the army supplies not too far apart. Overall economy at this point in time are not that far apart either. I'm not really seeing it represented on the field. I guess the Ghost here really helping out, getting the EMPs on all of those High Templar. will stop anything from happening there. The Thor Viking company here. That could be combined with a... Was that a siege tank? Did I see a siege tank there? I don't think so. Okay, it was just all Thors sieging up. They do siege up as well. Alright, this is starting to become a little bit much now. Those Thors with the Vikings and the Marines all coming in from all sides. Definitely needed that storm here in order to deal with the Marines and the Vikings. But that EMP, it stopped that from happening. And all of a sudden it was... Command center on the low ground together with the Nexus on the low ground as well. Seems to be pretty straightforward so far up until this pylon has been placed in the middle of the map. But then again, right, most likely will just be for like a Stargate, get himself some Oracle pressure out a little bit sooner. I doubt it's going to be anything more than that. With the position of it right here, it's kind of it bang in the center. Right, you're prioritizing with this pylon placement proximity to your opponent rather than you know, secrecy and stuff like that, right? So which would be further away from your opponent, but a lot less likely that it gets scouted. Which, you know, if you see Protoss make pylons there, most likely it's going to be a Dark Shrine. Most likely a Dark Shrine. Could still be a Stargate as well, right? Don't get me wrong, could be. But, yeah, one thing is for sure, if you put a pylon here, it's never going to be a Dark Shrine. Just a heads up. CVs here, you know what, both of them stay alive. So far, 3 Marines have been killed off, though. This is definitely something that seems to be a point of struggle for Keen. The early game anti-gateway unit defense. He loses a lot of Marines trying to deal with this type of stuff, and you know what? I'm glad that there's a pro player right now out there that struggles with this kind of stuff as much as I do. Alright, let's see. 6 Marines, 2 Adepts. I'm gonna say that is a good call there for Mr. Hero, especially because now he has an Oracle in the main base. Oh my, oh my. Stop that missile turret from coming up. Look at the HP bar. There's 3 SCVs, incredibly low. Only manages to pick up, well, one of those 3 that I mentioned. Apparently there was another lowest SCV, but yeah. Alright, 4 SCVs go down. More Marines, 8 of them in total. As there are not that many Marines around anymore. Marines are just gonna get bullied as soon as they get out of the barracks here, it seems, by the 2 Oracles. That is not a good way to win a game of StarCraft 2, unfortunately, for Keen. We might just have ourselves another quick victory here for Hero. We very well may just have another quick victory. Oh, that is so rough. That is so rough, man. Look at this murdering going down over here. One Oracle does fall, but I mean, so do all of the Marines. Absolutely every single one. With the 3 Adepts now here, this is unwinnable. That is just absolutely unwinnable. GG is called. Hero takes game number 5 as well. Bottom left side, a blue Terran player fighting for the Afrika Freaks. Give it up once again for Keen. Bottom right side, we have a red Protoss. He is from the Dragons and the Phoenix and all the gamers. He is Hero. Oh, I didn't. Wait. Hero. There we go. Yeah, so sorry. It was a wrong score in the previous one. This is correct now. Wait, it's not. Hold up. Now it's correct. Okay, now it's correct. Now it's all good. In Korea, you also You read from left to right, right? So this would be the proper setup. From the top left to the bottom right. Am I mistaken with this? I guess this shows how much Korean I've learned. 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. That's about it. Alright, so proxy Stargate here. Reaper not being fortunate enough just quite yet to discover this location. Might do, though, in a couple of seconds. It's already a shield battery here, though, so that pylon gonna be rough to take down. That's for sure. It's less than fatal. Thank you. Right, setting up shop here with the first adept at the bridge. At the helm. Looking to start poking away at all the marines coming out of the barracks right now. There's no bunker here just yet, so... I mean, if this does get super aggressive out of Hero, which normally he doesn't really with the Stargate, right? Normally he goes up to like 3 Void Rays, and then he switches into DTs or something like that. Like 6 bases. Probably not 6, but close enough. Like, he uses the Void Ray build just up until the point where he's like, alright, now I don't want to embarrass you too much, right? I don't want you to die to this, but oh my god, he lost the Void Ray. Oh my god, he lost the Void Ray. That's not supposed to happen. That is not supposed to happen at all. What? Okay, well. Oh, he's losing the Cyclone. Okay, doesn't lose the Cyclone. It's still there. Still in the land of the living. This time around, extra careful. That's right. Better move that Void Ray quickly this time. More adepts coming, as well as more Void Rays. It does seem to be a little bit more committed than usual. No follow-up this time around from our Red Protoss. Never mind, he's going for a gold base. Never mind, he is going in. Just go grab that gold base. Please, Hero. Please let that be your plan. Oh my. I think it is. I think it is. Come on. I don't care about the Void Rays. I just care about the gold base. There we are. Does get plopped down right now. Oh, a little spikery roo. Don't worry about it, guys. That's just me being connected to the Korean service from Europe, which causes that slight jump sometimes. The players are not impacted by this as far as I'm aware. All this time. Never heard a Korean talk about those spikes, so... big committal from the Marines right there. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. Still a Nexus being constructed here. A starport's proxied across the map. Gonna start sending in Banshees, I would assume, into this mineral field. And without any stealth detection, that could be pretty bad for our Protoss player. There are 2 command centers here after all. But then again, woefully unaware of that Nexus at the gold base. This is a peculiar setup, isn't it? This is a very peculiar setup. But I don't know, it might work. A little bit of a Menagio line of Protoss just outside of the natural base of the Terran. He has to stop sending in those adepts just like that for free, though. That is not helping any Protoss out. Alright, Banshee time. Banshee time. Almost time. What's the time? Banshee time. It's gonna take a little bit, of course, before that Banshee is coming in. Ooh, that Marine is on a trajectory and a half. There we go. Realizing, oh my, you sneaky little bugger. You sneaky little bugger. You can get away with just taking my gold base. So far he has, and he's getting a lot of money there. 12 probes worth of mining going on. Cyclones get an early lock onto a Phoenix, and that does cause them to scurry around a little bit longer. 3 Phoenix pick up the 3 Cyclones though. Still 4 Void Rays moving on forwards. No bunker here, no missile turrets whatsoever to fall back into. Okay, the 3 Cyclones do manage to get some good pickups though, but they will require to get a bit more. 2 Void Ray overcharge. Is that going to keep them alive? No, 1 more Void Ray does fall, but more Adepts coming in as well. That bunker just barely finishes up, but the Marines don't go inside. Oh, the humanity getting destroyed just barely outside of that bunker. Now Keen here in a bit of, well, trouble. Hot waters, that's for sure. No, that's the kind of relaxing hot waters. The Banshees are across the field though now. Of course, the 2 Banshees, they are dealing damage to the probe line, and the Phoenix starting to come across, trying to deal with this. Definitely alleviating some of the pressure across the map here now with that cloak as well in particular. Oh my, this game just keeps getting more and more crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. Still gold-based mining going on, of course. Let's see how this is kind of showcasing the mineral income here. Still going after those probes. Still has another Banshee over here and a ton of cloak left on that one. Needs to keep them separated as well, I would say, in order to force out 2 of the revelations. 16 probes. 17, 18. He's going to get more. He's going to get 19, 20? No, it's just barely not 20. Oh, never mind. He's going to get 20. Might get 21. There we go, 21. This is just funny. Not sure if I think this 3rd Banshee is worth it. It did only kill 3 workers there in the end, but it was rather funny. So, you know what, we'll allow it for now. For the time being. More aggression coming through the front door, it seems. This army composition of heroes still rather frightful. There's no shield batteries nearby to help out, but there are the Phoenix ready to pick up every single Cyclone. Except for 1. The other one now back on the ground as well, but they'll be picked up soon enough. The repair on the bunker, though, is holding strong. Those SCVs are not letting up. And that, in fact, that single bunker here with the 3 Marines and the 25 SCVs trying to huddle around it and just put more dirt on that bunker, or whatever they put on that bunker, I don't know. It worked out. It worked out. He holds on. He lives. He is still alive. And the hero's losing more probes. Cloak! Oh, okay. Poof. Okay, he does get the cloak. I'm sorry, guys. I yell at StarCraft players, which I want things to happen. Cloak! Come on! Alright. This is a peculiar map. A peculiar game overall, I would say. Not quite sure where it could lead us to. Starport is going to get taken out, but another one has already been constructed. The 2nd and 3rd barracks at the 10-minute mark, as is per tradition, I suppose. Tech Lab and the Starport now being taken out completely. As Hero once again does the follow-up that he likes to do, the Dark Shrine in that production tab. Still has an enormous swarm of Phoenixes ready to intercept anything that tries to be aggressive out on the map. And just as I wanted to say it, like Hero, he has so much map control. He could very well just take another base, and then if you take another base with this much map control, may as well take the other gold base, right? This gold base might be running a little bit low pretty soon, so I want to keep that cash flow going uninterrupted. Oh. Let's take a look at the resources lost tab. Alright. Couldn't really make sense of that one. No, I think Hero's in a really good spot here, right? Like, just because of the map presence. What kind of a move out is Keen going to be able to do which allows him to leave his natural base? I think he's going to have to push with turrets, right? I think that's at this point in time, with what he's got, or he just keeps making more Marines, of course. If he just keeps making more Marines, that's fine too. That's gonna work. But right now, if he wants to move out on the map, he's gonna have to do it with the support of continuous missile turrets, I would say. Because there is just so many Phoenix out right now. 10 of them just floating around. And then together with those Zealots and Adepts as well, that will just bum rush you at the moment you step outdoors. Might be good to have some infrastructure there as well. Blockading the Adepts and the Zealots, forcing them to attack what they do not want to. Oh, another Banshee! Even though the Tech Lab starport had been destroyed, this Banshee presence will not be letting up so easily. Oh, never mind, it will. Cloak! Use the cloak! Uh-oh. Oh, the Cyclones overstepping their boundaries here a little bit. Two of them immediately get punished. Oh, there's a lot of Widow Mines there, though. It's a ton of Widow Mines. I'm a little bit wary that if the Phoenix just fly in and then just park themselves above the Marines, that might just kill everything of Keen. This is rather disturbing. The reactors, tech labs, all of the above gonna get destroyed here by these DTs rather quickly. The missile turret in the main base, though, doesn't look like Hero was aware. And woefully overextends quite massively right there. Losing a ton of those Dark Templars and a ton of money in the process with them. Oh, big fight here in the middle. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to take a look at how this is gonna go. And I told you, he's gonna have to start pushing out here with missile turrets. It's what he's trying to do, but there we go. That's the rest of the force right now. Moving on forwards. This could very well be the end of this gold base here. I don't think Hero minds it too much, but you know, it's not going to be a good thing, of course. It's a lot of money invested here, a lot of infrastructure as well. A lot of pylons, shield batteries, the gateway, the Stargates. Quite a bit of stuff you don't mind having, right? Now has to move back all the way to this other gold base. 27 probes out of 12. Bit too many. Ooh, those probes get spotted by the Marine drop. Looking to start dealing damage here. 3 DTs just blink on forwards, and so far they've done a lot of damage. There's the scan though. Jumps in time to rescue most of those boys. We still have enough of a presence here to be incredibly annoying to deal with. BT Blink definitely helping out in these situations, but is it gonna be enough? With the supply doubling that of Hero right now. Hero trying some fancy moves, taking the gold bases. Maybe he could have just taken his regular base and then went for the Colossi or Disruptors a little bit quicker. I don't know. Definitely feels like at some point in time things just went very lopsided. Maybe it was the fight that he had taken over here. Maybe the DTs in the main base. That was a lot of money. That could have been something entirely else. Right, what if instead of DT you go Colossi there, and then you just probably break the front? Oh, that could be probes. Okay, just one. I guess 3 somehow. Oh, fair enough. Okay, let's see the units lost tab once again. Oh yeah, this is telling the tale right now. This is like, look at that. Just horrendous fights. 19 Dark Templars just not having done their job so far. They're fun units, but they're not that strong. They don't just give you free wins. GG is called. Guys, we're going into a 3-3 situation here. Okay, so Keen going for the barracks factory opening once again. Hero playing it safe with the Cybercore into a Nexus once again as well. does kind of feel like both players have utilized their trickery here in order to catch their opponent off guard. And now both of them kind of trying to play it as careful as they can, it seems. Realizing they couldn't get away with the slightly higher magnitude of greed in the previous matches. Or some of the previous matches. I suppose it's been dying down slowly. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Dying down slowly? Well, sure it is, though, of course. I'm sure it is a completely fine sentence. Starboard and a natural still. Sorry, I got excited. I thought it was a third base already, but I don't think I was paying attention. It's still the natural. Robo opening here from Hero. Rather interesting. We've been seeing some more experimenting with this. We'll get to see what Hero gets to do with this. The Observer allows you to see any type of aggression coming in. If you are at the right place at the right time, of course. Oh boy, this is a weird one. Okay, moving straight on along. Trying to bypass the gateway units, but the gateway units, they are quite plentiful. See how many probes go down this time around. It is only 5? No, it is only 4. Only 4. Four probes down. How many left to go? 34, so... You know, still had some work to do there. Widowmine into the medevac. It's only a singular Widowmine. How often do you see a single Widowmine drop? Not often enough, so I tell you. If we had more single Widowmine drops, maybe people would still be surprised with the double Widowmine drop. And we'd get caught off guard. But no. We're too good for single Widowmine drops, Kozan. Oh, it's just, you know, other production things going along here. Probably the Hellions and such like of the swords. Slowing that down a little bit. Observer coming along into the main. It's gonna have a good look around. What do your pervert eyes sees, Mr. Observer? I think it's been spotted. Pretty sure it's been spotted. Marines starting to intercept. Here we go, guys. Action on the field. Where cameras... Oh, I couldn't quite grab it. I wanted to zoom in on it, but it's very difficult to zoom in on things that are on like, the edge of the map right there. Still the single Widowmine drop here. Just being frustrating. Just infuriating, really, for Hero here. Delaying that third Nexus as well. It's not getting a lot of probe kills, but it's still there. It's still a nuisance. It's causing Hero all sorts of trouble. And it is just one Widowmine. Look at this. Okay, he didn't get it that time around. That's a shame, but... He did it a couple of times, right? Just dropping that Widowmine. Oh, you want to build here? Alright, well. Unlucky. Unlucky, boy. Unlucky, my man. Observer force fields getting slowly disintegrated here. As the Raven is floating around trying to find them all. How many observers do we have? Only one. Oh, I thought we would have more. 2 of them went down, though, to be fair, but still. Looks like we were getting the Chinese wall of observers here from Hero, or the Korean wall of observers. Then I suppose it would be. But then the Koreans don't really have a big wall, so do they? Do they have a big wall? I don't think so. It's less famous if they do. Little Widowmine attempt here is going to get himself into the ground, but oh, okay. Not really a lot being achieved. This is probably going to be the fight that matters the most. The Storm not quite ready yet. The High Templar already on the ground, though. And the spreading immediately commences, which means those Storms do get dodged. rather efficiently. That is a very unfortunate timing there for Hero. Yes, he holds on, but he doesn't manage to just demolish the Marine count here with the help of those High Templar. And now the defense, the counterattack here, gonna be a little bit less efficient or less effective. Most likely, although he does still have 2 storms. Oh my, those storms still landing quite nicely. Maybe a little bit too much on top of one another, but it does manage to deal a lot of damage against a lot of Marines. And now, what do you still have, Keen? We'll have to pull those SCVs. They are very important to keep this fortress alive, but the natural base already now being lifted up. Nothing on the high ground in particularly that terrifying here either. 2 medevac drops are forcing a recall right now. Looks like Hero is satisfied with the amount of damage that he's dealt, forcing the command center to lift up, get them out of there, and then, well, 5 SCVs as well, of course. That's about it. Overall supplies not too far apart. Workers not too far apart either, actually. For like a 3 base Protoss versus a 2 base Terran, that is awfully tight for the Protoss. And the army supply very similar still as well. It's just the thing that Keen has most of his army in medevacs flying around, trying to do a base race here, while Hero has his entire army just marching straight down through the middle. Those zealots are not having a great time against the Widow Mines. Okay, there we go. Those are good splits now afterwards, but a lot of them in the orange. The main forces of Keen, let's see how they are doing. That is 1 Nexus down. Looking to take out another one, I bet. There's the storms from the SCVs doing a wonderful job right there, allowing those zealots to weave their way through the barracks, trying to get on top of the bio that is still remaining here. The bio on the natural base right now. The main base, not that much left, but it's going to start adding up quite quickly. The buildings of the Terran, they can fly off into the distance, of course. What did we manage to pick up here? There is an SCV inside of this bay, medevac as well. The medevac bay is going to be able to make another command center if we would like to. There's also probes still out on the map. There's 3 of them. So a Nexus not out of the question here for Hero either, as he does still have 500 minerals. Very awkward position here though. It's not rebuilt his base. That's going to allow it. Keen, I suppose, already knows exactly where it is, though. A little bit unfortunate for Hero where the flying buildings are going to be able to see the new Nexus being built. And I think Hero just needs to get everything together and try to force a fight with Keen's army. Keen needs to find a way as quickly as possible to get these buildings on the ground and get something going for him again in the way, shape and form of mining. Oh, this is rough. Oh, this is rough. I don't think Keen realizes at how much of a disadvantage he is at with the army supply. Trying to get a couple of buildings before now dashing off into the distance, going towards that Nexus, no doubt. But the Stalkers... oh, they don't have Blink just quite yet. The Archon getting awfully close here. The boost is once again activated. Gonna allow those medevacs to buy a bit more time for them to unload their boys once again. But these Marauders and Marines, they are very low HP. GG is called. Hero takes the base race and will be able to set himself up on the match point. You see, I said DPG this time around, so you thought I wouldn't say the Dragon Phoenix Gamers anymore, but I still did anyway. Thought I was being smart, trying to avoid having to say it every single game. No, 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 no. That is half my comedy, you see. That is half the jokes I know, just repeating myself over and over again endlessly until people think it's a joke. Ah, wonderful. Not sure. Alright, so... couple of probes mining the gas. Second gas already been taken as well. As... oh my. Do we want to see anything else at this point in time, or do we just want to sit here and wait? Gonna have a quick drink. This could end very quickly, guys. Now, one of these bushes is not like the other. It's up to Keen to try and figure out which one of these bushes over here is in fact the Protoss bush, and then he's gonna have to try and figure out what's coming his way, because there's a robotics facility being built in the middle of the map. Alright, this Reaper, let's see where his trajectory is. It's not looking all too swell. That is very unfortunate. Keen, oh my, Keen, you're looking absolutely everywhere except on the one place where that robo is. Look at this, it's just this little patch of land right here that is unscouted. And there it is. Look at how close that got. Very unfortunate. Keen's still playing this relatively safe though, right? He's got a bunker coming up on the high ground in his main base. He's got a secondary command center looking to be finishing up as well on the high ground, so it won't have to fly across back into the main base, hopefully, and then, you know, fly back out again, delaying a lot of production time for the SCVs. Gotta be super careful here with only the 2 Marines. If you take too much damage on them, this could start to snowball, as we saw in game number 1, rather quickly. Even if we do have a, well, factory rather than a 3rd command center here. Just because we do still have this robo and a gateway now, both in the middle of the map. Immortal starting up with the production, and then straight afterwards a War Prism being created. That is now moving across. I don't know what is happening with my hiccups all of a sudden. Okay, the Reaper finds the robo. This is big. He needs to prepare as quickly as he can. He needs to just absolutely panic mode. Stop making SCVs. Just make bunkers. Make bunkers. Stop this. Just make Marines, make bunkers, make whatever you can. You need it right here, right now. That siege tank is going to be in a lot of trouble. Maybe just lift up that command center so it can escape. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, here we go. Okay, the siege tank is out. SCV's moving in. A big surround on the Zealots. The Immortal almost gets picked off. Alright, that is 8 SCVs down. But a Terran that lives. Okay, 9 SCVs down. But still a Terran that lives. For the time being, the War Prism tries to go for round number 2. The siege tank, though, does put a stop to that very quickly. Just barely in range right there. Lovely position for this siege tank, actually. Look at that, covering most of this base. Most of the areas where that War Prism would have been interested in. Okay, finds the Observer. More Immortals here starting to be produced. The natural base still completely empty. And that does get scouted here by Keen. So, realizing that most likely he is still just going to have to double down on the defense. Tighten every single bolt that he can find on all of these buildings. And just hold on for dear life. Could be looking to a tied up series here, guys. We could be looking into going into game number 9 very shortly here. As long as Keen keeps this solid defense going. Does not mess up later on down the line if he tries to go for some sort of a counter-attack. But this is looking very sharp for him so far. It's a head-on workers, tied up on army supply. He's got 2 siege tanks with a 3rd now just ready as well. He's got a Viking ready to start poking away at the War Prism, so even if Hero does manage to get his army up close, it most likely will not have instantaneous reinforcements and pick up micro potential with that War Prism, because the Viking is there to deny that from happening. Unless if we have enough Stalkers here to shoot down the Viking, which we do not. So this could be the deciding factor here, guys. Still no Nexus available for Hero. Is this going to crack? Is Keen going down under? Alright, there is a good lift up with that supply depot. All of these adepts are stuck now. There was a little bit of a drop of I believe it was Immortals on the siege tank high ground there. The War Prism is taken out, though. As the Adept Shade does manage to enter this time around. Probably smart not committing there. This is rough. This is rough, guys. Already another attempt here to break his opponents. Not working out just quite yet. Adepts on top of the Marines trying to cast that friendly fire damage from the siege tanks. But that's about it. That is about all she wrote. I wouldn't be too surprised if we get a GG here. Yeah, alright. GG is called Hero. Loses game number 8, and that is going to deny him from the 5-3 victory. Spawning in the middle of the map with a single SCV. It is the blue Terran from the Afrika Freaks. It is Keen. And spawning over here with a singular pylon. Oh, and building a gateway. It is the Red Brothers player, Dragon Phoenix Gaming's. It is. Oh, that's a Nexus as well. That's Hero. Alright, that's the plan going into fruition. The barracks being produced. Looking to shut down some mining here rather quickly. We've seen this work out very well on, what was it, Romanticide? Oh my, oh my. Well, you know what? You win some, you lose some. And this is unfortunate. Let's see how the SCV RNG is going to work out. That's pretty good. That is solid. No probe gonna touch you there, my man. And, oh, getting screwed a little bit here. And that SCV is getting so incredibly low. The secondary probe does come in and saves the day. That is rough. That is rough. Like, the longer... Okay, wait. Shh. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He didn't stick around to see whether or not it would be cancelled. What would be really funny to me would be if he just makes pylons here, so he won't be able to get the SCP on the barracks anymore. So he has to cancel it. Oh, that would be funny. He just makes like 4 pylons, stopping him from building there. Oh, that would be rude. Alright, so yeah, Hero's like, okay, so you made a barracks across the map. It took you, what, half a minute extra to get it completed? Well, I'm gonna make an assumption here, but I don't believe you should have that much back at home then, do you? And he really doesn't. He really doesn't. There's a bunker, but there's nothing to shoot from the bunker, except, okay, there's gonna be a Reaper here. So that will help against the Zealots. Not as much against the Void Rays, but... it will be there shooting at the Zealots. The Cyclone here, gonna be the next step, of course, that we really have to look for. Maybe some straight up into Viking play wouldn't be too bad either. The Reaper is still causing a couple of problems for Hero on the other side of the map. Just being a nuisance. See what's going down over here on the other side now with that Void Ray coming in for the Terran space. SCV trying to produce a missile turret there. Cyclone, okay, good micro so far. Needs to get himself to the SCVs, needs to get that repair going. Does manage to escape the Void Ray death beam. Oh, they kill each other. Double knockout. How often do you get to see that? Alright, well, continuing onwards. Void Ray number 2 now ready to mingle, and his opponent will be a Viking instead of the Cyclone. A little bit easier to micro and a little bit easier to poke away at the Void Ray with. Reaper on the other side. Look at that, still being a righteous pain up the bum with that Reaper. I think it's going to be the end of the Reaper. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Well, we got to see the beautiful death scene of the Reaper, so like a red flower blossoming when he dies. Oh, that was a bit more cruel than I thought it would be. All right, Oh boy, that is another cyclone down. Guys, I'm sorry, that cyclone was not supposed to be killed. That cyclone was not supposed to go down. Now there's 3 Void Rays versus 1 cyclone. Where did the Viking go? I think the Viking... Oh, they're going on a journey. They're going on a journey for, well, mutual assured destruction. Mutually assured destruction. Mad. The mad plan, that's what it's called. It's like there's, how did I call that again? Mad, that's right. That's the first letters of whatever it was I said. Okay, so 6 probes do get picked off, and that... You know what? It made Hero recall all of those Void Rays out of the Terran's base, so... It might be enough now for Keen to finally break out of this containment. Shield batteries shut down quite quickly. Second command center on the low ground right now. Not sure if that's going to be there for very long. Oh no, the cyclones! We need those cyclones! Oh, that is rough. There it is. GG is called. I forgot to put this... Wait, hold up, guys. I forgot to put the scoreboards. It was the best of 1 all along. It was the best of long. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, it was too exciting. I'm sorry. But yeah, there we go. That is going to be it. GG is called.